This is one of the few episodes where I wish I could wear a pair of sunglasses.
You can if you want. It's brighter now.
I can't fucking... No, if I
see if you can see. No, leave those on. Put these on top. I wear double glasses all the time.
All right.
Put them on the tip of your nose. Yeah, write them down low. Well, I can still see your puffy eyes, so put them up a little more. There you go. Get them on there. Ah, what's wrong with that?
I look like a goddamn idiot.
No, you don't. You look cool. I can't even see the other glasses.
Okay, I don't believe that for sure.
Well, you don't ever look cool, but look, wait.
Okay.
Keep them on.
Iconoblast. We put the past on blast. Hit them with the truth, with things you never knew. Nobody is safe, no thing to place. Got Joel and Coop with history in your face. Iconoblast.
Welcome to the Iconoblast podcast. This is the show that takes a look behind the public facades of famous icons to show you why you can...
Never take anything at face value.
My
My name
name's...
is Matthew Cooper. Sitting across from me is the one and only Joel Ray Benner.
Holy shit, am I that predictable?
I try to do your voice exactly
probably.
how it sounds.
It sounded exactly like me.
It sounded like the R word. You can't say the R word anymore.
Oh, yeah. The R word is the new F
N-word.
word, which is the new N word. And there's just a whole lot of shit you're not supposed to say.
RFN riffin.
Griffin, oh, I thought you were reading my shirt. I was like,
No.
oh, what shirt am I wearing?
R word, F word, N word, riffin. You can't riffin anymore.
You can't
no more
riffing
riffin
anymore. So right at the top of this episode, something that I wanted to address is
Colon cancer.
my butthole is all fucked. My butthole is so fucked up right now, and I'm having a hard time recovering from it. No, one of the things that I wanted to address right at the top of the episode is, so a couple episodes ago, I talked about the fact that I'm going through a bit of depression right now, which you just had to deal with for the last, that was more than 2 hours.
Yeah, about 2 hours of...
No, that was more than 2 hours.
Was it really?
It was probably closer to 3.5 or 4 hours.
I got a hard out in about 20.
20? Shit. All right, we're going to have to rush through this ad. I don't think
I have something I want to say at the top of the episode as well, but, you're more important, so go ahead.
God damn it. I told you beforehand there was something I wanted to say at the top of the episode, and then all of a sudden you decided to listen to me whine for 3.5 hours.
Go. Say your
Can
piece.
I, please?
Yeah,
Yes.
say
All
your
right.
piece.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I
You look great today, by the way.
You are full of shit, but I love you for it. So I mentioned the fact that I've been dealing with some depression lately, and I was absolutely blown away by the response that I got from the listeners.
This was something we were talking about because you felt uncomfortable even just talking about it on the show. Well, or even just in general. Nonetheless,
overall,
even on the show. But then you did.
And I was honestly absolutely blown away by the response that I got from people on from the messages that I got on Instagram and things like that, because it was like a 70-30 split where it was about 30% people
calling you a F word,
just reaching out to call me an F word. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. I am such a fucking pussy. No, it was...
That's the P word.
Oh, sorry, P word. I am such a fucking P word. I'm being a huge effing P word right now.
You're not. But that's a joke. But
oh, no, I know.
Well, you kind of
But it was like, oh no, I'm being a huge fucking pussy.
That's life.
Sorry, huge P word. No, there was like 30% of the messages were people just reaching out and saying like, are you okay? Is there anything I can do to help? Being super supportive. And then the vast majority of the messages were people saying, I'm so glad that you brought this up because I'm going through something similar, and hearing somebody else talk about it.
I'm trying to get off, and when you are sad, it helps me reach climax.
Only cry when you masturbate, just like the hat says. But yeah, there was overwhelming amount of people that were saying, I'm very glad that you brought this up because it's something that I'm dealing with also. And I really overall, I guess I just want to say, yeah, this is something that lots of people deal with on a regular basis, and it sucks. It's devastating. It's soul crushing. And it's very hard to...
Everyone goes through it at some degree. Some days are worse than others. Some years. Everyone has their own fucking horribleness they have to go through. It's the weird... That's the shitty part of life, I guess.
Yeah. And so a little bit of background. I've been dealing with...
Age, sex, location check.
ASL.
ASL. Yeah.
We're not chatting on IRC
Well,
right now.
before you start, like, if I'm interested in what you have to say, I need an ASL.
Okay, I am 38 years old now. I don't
Holy
remember.
shit, you're
I'm pretty sure
fucking
38. 38 years old. I am
Not having sex,
yes, that's for sure.
and you're unsure.
Yeah, pretty much on all accounts.
Oh, God, my laugh is so annoying. I'm sorry.
I love it.
No, it's bad.
But in all seriousness, this is something that I wanted to address before we get into the topic of the episode. Is there have been a lot of people that have reached out and messaged me about their struggles with depression, and it has been
And you need them
a
to
lifesaver
please...
for me.
No, that's not true. It's not a lifesaver. Stop messaging Coop. He's going through a lot right now. He doesn't need your baggage on his shoulders. He can barely hold the weight of the shirt on his back on his shoulders.
Well, that's regardless of depression. I'm in horrible shape.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
That's fucking awesome.
I do want to address this very seriously.
Okay, I'll shut the fuck up for 30 seconds.
There's been a lot of people that have reached out and messaged me and said that they're struggling with depression also, and that is a very, very difficult thing to go through. And I was amazed by the response that people appreciated the fact that I admitted the fact that I'm going through a depressive episode. I've been dealing with generalized anxiety disorder and major depressive disorder for as long as I can remember. Like ever since I was a little kid. And
It's the one ball thing, right?
It's
hashtag Uniballer. Sorry.
no, well, I mean that definitely
It was 30 seconds.
That definitely didn't help. I mean that just kind of
It was
added
the leading force.
it added a insult to injury
layer, yeah.
overall.
Yeah. It was the cheese on the depression hamburger.
Yeah, you can definitely put it that way. But in all seriousness, I do really want to say to all of the people that reached out and said that they're struggling with the same thing.
Do not call.
We're all in this together. No, I'm okay,
sorry, Coop. Okay.
Give me a second.
I'm
This
sorry.
This is important.
I know. I'm sorry.
To the people that did reach out and say that they're struggling with the same thing, you are not going through this alone. Believe me, you are definitely not going through this alone. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Stick with it. This is all temporary. You're going to get through to the other side. And I want to actually give a special thank you to someone in particular who is, it's JT from Icarus Custom Shop. He has been very, very supportive and spent hours messaging me on Instagram
Dick pics?
Oh, dude, dick pic after, and it's huge.
Fuck yeah.
It is like
I respect that.
It's scary huge. Like I think that it might actually be considered a birth defect.
Flaccid?
But
I respect a flaccid.
no, that's a
I
weird
respect
thing.
a giant flaccid hog.
You can't. I cannot tell from any of the pictures whether it's flaccid or hard. But regardless, it's intimidating. It's frightening.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It kind of shocked me out of my depression where I was like, Jesus Christ, I didn't know dicks could get that big.
Jesus, I didn't know if a giant cock is in my mouth, you can't breathe out of your nose anymore.
No, I mean, with practice you can. But yeah, JT from Icarus Custom, also host of the History Rebranded podcast,
Okay.
which he has actually said, like, you don't need to plug my show. I'm not here for you to plug my podcast. You deserve having your podcast plugged because you have spent literally hours talking to me on Instagram just to help cheer me up and stuff. So JT, appreciated a shitload. Brandon Bates, I also appreciate all the conversations that we've had and all the information that he gives me for writing American Party podcast. He's like one of my number one sources of like new ideas and information for APP is all the
Bates?
stuff that
Gapes.
Bates is sending me.
So do you feel like hearing all these people being like, dude, it's fucking awesome that you talked about this, helping them, hearing that obviously has helped you, right? Like you're like, oh shit. In a way, being willing to open up publicly, basically, in front of thousands of people, which we actually do have thousands and thousands and thousands of people listening. You were willing to share something that was fucking very personal, which probably made you embarrassed. Maybe you felt like you shouldn't have talked about it after you recorded.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But then getting that response and getting people being like, dude, what the fuck? That has to be encouraging, or at least like there's some, it helped. They're helping you at the same time you're helping them, right? There's this a connection.
Oh no, that's a reason.
Yeah.
That's a reason that I wanted to talk about it at the top of the episode is because I cannot express how much. Like I was even telling you before the show, I was like, fuck, I need to be able to talk about this without crying. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and lock in and not get overly emotional about it.
You can cry. It's okay.
But oh no,
It'll be a first step.
well the first episode that we released that I cried on.
Yeah, you always
there's
make us re-record those.
I know, God damn it, I cannot keep my shit together. But no, seriously, I cannot express how much I appreciate the messages and support that I've been getting from people, and there have been some messages that I've gotten where I didn't realize how important it was for other people to hear that this is something that other people are struggling with. But yeah, I really just want everybody to know out there that is dealing with
Sorry, what were you saying? I was texting.
yeah, keep taking away from the from the weight of the message.
I'm just
No,
Don't you feel like it needs to at least be
no,
lightened up a little?
I want this to land heavily. That
Okay, I'm sorry.
I know there are a lot of people out there that are struggling with the same thing. I want all of them to know that they are not alone in that struggle. It sucks. It sucks a whole hell of a lot. But there's help out there if you reach out and ask for it. Anybody who's listening to the show right now, hit me up at Coop Nukem on Instagram. Email me at iconoblastpodcast@gmail.com. If you need somebody to talk to, anybody who has messaged me about this, I make a priority of talking to them about it, because it's a horrible fucking situation to be in, but it's a lot easier when you know that you're
We're
not
still
the only
undefeated,
one going
right?
through it.
We're undefeated in responding to all messages. Have we not? I'm pretty sure we're undefeated.
I hate to say it, there's 4 messages in the Iconoblast message request on Instagram that
Oh, there is?
I haven't replied to yet, and that is
We'll get there.
entirely because I've been I want to have the energy to respond to them. If I haven't responded to you, like if either one of us haven't responded to you yet on Instagram or through email, the response is coming. That is a very important thing for us. But long story short, I just want all of the people who have been sending messages about going through the same struggle with depression or anxiety, and all the people that have been supportive, I really cannot stress how much that means.
Yeah.
So we love you all.
That's fucking dope.
we got a guest in the studio now. Joel, who's this?
Oh, hello. Do you live here? Sorry, sometimes homeless people come into the studio.
That's why we have to keep the door locked when we're recording late at night.
Yeah. Hello, what's your name? Garden Goblin. It's the Garden Goblin.
Oh, Garden Goblin.
Yeah. She's vegan.
Oof.
It's the Czech Spice. She ran off already. Dude, that's sweet, though. Like, joking aside, like, don't message me. Message Coop. I'm kidding. God damn it. I can't help it. No.
What
Dude, it's sweet.
You have difficulty getting in touch with your feelings. Me, on the other hand, I am just an overly feeling ball of emotions, and I can't control it.
No, I like this. I always champion, at least with the show, is being as personal and open as possible with who we are and what we're going through.
Well, that's why I can only talk about it on the show. If I try to talk about it outside of the show, you call me a bunch of fucking slurs.
Well, I'm like, no, save it for the show.
And some of them, it's like, dude, why are you calling me that name? I'm white.
Yeah, calm down, banana monkey.
Is that even a slur? Okay, that's a new slur.
Banana
for us.
hammock.
Do we have to?
Banana hammock is giant.
I think we have to.
Soybeans drink.
Yeah, we have to drink for that one.
Okay, can we get out of this dark, depressing bullshit?
God, I wish. I'm working on it.
I mean, just temporarily during the show.
No, that was something else that I also wanted to say.
I'm starting the 1 hour timer.
Okay, start the 1 hour timer. That was one of the other things that I wanted to say is some of the messages that I was getting were from people saying thank you for providing a break from the everyday monotony and suffering of life by doing the show. So
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and do the show. And
So-
today what we're going to be talking about
Now
is,
that we've made you suffer for the first 20 minutes of the show,
now that I verbally filleted myself for the last
now that you
15
blew
minutes
your
or so.
depression load.
Oh no, I am still so backed up with that. But anyway, we have a job to do that we're getting paid for and that people expect us to do. So we're going to get right into the subject matter. And today we're going to be talking about idioms.
Idioms. What does that mean?
Idioms, a colloquialism or a saying, a turn of phrase, something along the lines of.
I'd buy that for $1.
Actually, yeah, I guess you could consider that to be an idiom. Once in a blue moon, someone may go the extra mile and deliver an idiom to make them sound clever as they put their 2 cents in. That is, unless a cat got their tongue.
That was an idiom.
That was a good catch. Sometimes it may rub people the wrong way, especially if they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. But these phrases aren't going away anytime soon.
When you said that was a good catch, that was also.
I don't think I can do it with the sunglasses. I need to get new glasses. My eyes are getting so fucking bad.
What's wrong with your eyes?
I know now why you cry. That's something I can never do. Today we're going to go.
Why do your eyes look like they? Never mind.
Oh, you know why. You were there for it. Today we're going to go the extra mile and spill the beans on popular sayings and explain their strange history. So without further ado, here are some popular colloquialisms and their origins, straight from the horse's mouth.
Colloquialisms.
Almost
That's
every
a fucking stupid ass word.
Almost every sentence in the first 2 paragraphs were all idioms.
I noticed.
Okay.
But colloquialism is a stupid word.
Colloquialism.
Why
It's
couldn't
hard,
it just be
it's hard to
called
pronounce.
something simple?
Idiom. You
Idiom.
can just call it
So
idiom.
So idiom is short for colloquialism.
I mean, they're kind of interchangeable,
Colloquialism. I
but
can't say it.
not necessarily. God, yeah, I have a hard time saying. I've used that word so many fucking times, and almost every time I use it, I fuck it up.
It's cooler than arpeggio.
Colloquialism.
Colloquialism.
Do not get me going on arpeggios because then you're going to get me talking about Ken Susi. Ken Susi is my guitar idol, as many people know, and any insult against arpeggios is a direct insult against Ken Susi, who was the first person I ever saw play an arpeggio live, and it blew my fucking mind. Unearth, one of the greatest bands out there.
Unearth is good, but I'm not insulting arpeggios. I'm insulting you when you refer to arpeggios when we're talking about how tough metal is. It's
Jesus Christ! No, hang on.
It's
Let
like,
me.
You say that's heavy as fuck, or that shit
No.
That shit
Let me-
makes you want to fuck.
let
you don't
me-
say, oh, that's a great arpeggio.
Let me lay some information on you right now because you know where metal came from?
Arpeggios?
Metal came from classical music. Classical musicians like Beethoven, Bach, Mozart, those are the original metalheads. The shit that they were making was groundbreaking. And everything that you can appreciate about any sort of metal music to this day, you owe to classical music. And from classical music,
I don't care.
that's where we get arpeggios.
That's
it's
great.
It's an arpeggiated chord. It's a chord where all of the it's a chord, but all of the notes are separated and played individually. That's probably a terrible description of it. But okay, for the fucking people out there that are too afraid to say arpeggio, okay, technically it's sweep picking. Yes, that's the technique. It's an arpeggiated chord, and you owe that to classical music. Classical music is the original heavy metal.
I can't disagree with anything you said.
I know,
just
because
think
you
it's-
don't know the information behind it, and I do, and I'm right.
You've gave me this speech before, Coop.
I know, it never seems to sink in, though.
Well, it doesn't. There's no. It's not a good defense. You're telling truths, but it has nothing to do with how fucking
because I'm
gay you sound when you say arpeggio.
You're not supposed to say it that way. No, because I'm deflecting.
If
I am
we're like
deflecting. Joel.
hungover in the morning and we're having a good time and we went to a concert and it was a metal show, and you're like, dude, remember when Unearth was fucking doing this and there was that part when the arpeggios got fucking sick? That's fine. That's totally normal. But in the moment when you're like, fucking headbanging and you're going hard and you're like, dude, these arpeggios. No, that's not cool.
No,
You don't say that. You don't say that.
When you're listening to fucking Crow Killer by Unearth.
You don't say arpeggio at a live show.
Yeah, you do if you know what you're... Well, not at a live show. I haven't said it at a live show. I'm not into dudes.
Well, you're almost there. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, close enough.
You were right,
I'm
but don't say arpeggio.
close to swearing off women, I'll tell you that much.
Your mom was cool.
Oh no, my mom was amazing on the show. She did so fucking good.
Yes, so you can't swear off women.
Well, I mean, that's not the type of swearing
You
off
mean-
women that I was.
You mean
talking
sexually?
about.
You going gay? Have you tried it?
Maybe.
Don't knock it till you try it, bro. That's a
No, that's-
idiom, and one of the most famous idioms is "Don't knock it till you try it."
Okay, that's true.
Get out there.
I'm working on being
A lot
more,
of gay guys in Austin.
Working
a lot
on
of
being
boys
more
running on the
adventurous.
a lot of boys running on the river walk.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
No, men steps. You want to go for the men, not the babies.
Some of the oldest phrases still in common usage can be attributed to the ancient Babylonian set of laws known as the Code of Hammurabi. Purportedly created sometime around 1750 BC by the Babylonian king Hammurabi.
Is that that's the lion from Lion King, right? The mom? Harabi.
Was that her name?
Remember Scar's all
Harabi?
pissed off and makes Harabi come? Well, I mean,
Wait,
come over,
she did-
not come.
Oh, she was
Make
she
sure-
was
make sure
into
go
the dudes
hunting.
that fucking murder her husband. You know, Scar ate Mufasa.
Yeah, I saw the skull.
Oh, yeah, that's.
That's weird. He
So-
ate his brother.
By the way, the whole story is ripped off of William Shakespeare. I think it
If
was.
you're gonna rip something off,
it was-
you should rip off something that works.
Was it Hamlet? Something like that. There are no original stories anymore. Every single fucking story has already been written once. You know, a lot
We've
of it.
known that for a long time, Coop. It's all about
Well,
how you deliver the story.
You and I know that because we're intelligent and we do intelligent things for a living.
Don't insult me.
Sorry, you and I know that because we're both the R word. Are we really not supposed to say that anymore? Fuck, I hate that.
Well, we can say it if we want. It's not a network policy, but I feel like over time, the N word or the F word became like the N word. We don't say that anymore, and the R word is next. Retard. So later, so like literally, it would be like if right now, when we were in our 20s, there's anyone can listen to us saying the N word, and then we learned our lesson and stopped. It's gonna exist later. You know what I mean?
Okay, I mean,
It's gonna be the next N word, so we should stop.
I know that
you
I
say rhubarb instead. It's still got the same.
well, no. So here's the thing. I have no problem
Cussing and saying bad words and
Oh no,
saying
I'll say fuck.
the
I'll
N
say
word,
shit.
the F
I'll say
word,
cunt.
the R word.
No, the thing is, so in terms of, I know for a fact that I've talked about this on the show before. This is just a word replacement, like slip and slide. Where I'm not talking about the N word, because like the N word, that's one of the things where it's like, okay,
That's gonna be around.
that's something that's fucked up to say because of the history behind it. The other words that we're talking about, thank you.
Was it-
No, I wasn't reaching for your hand. But
sorry.
it means a lot to me that
I thought there was something
that you
between
reached
us.
out to me. No,
Yeah,
there is.
No, there isn't.
So
there's nothing between us.
bathroom is a replacement for
Washroom,
washroom,
pee room,
banyo, coke room. Coke room, I think, is
drug area.
Yeah, the room that you do coke in. All of these words and all these phrases, like, I don't remember what show it was that I brought it up on, but moron, I'm going to say it.
Mongoloid.
I'm going to say it. Retard. Moron, retard, idiot.
Mongoloid.
Those were all scientific terms. Mongoloid also, I think it was technically
That
kind of a
refers to towel
scientific.
heads. Can you say that?
Fuck.
Is towel head racist? Drink.
Yeah, I think we missed a few drinks there.
It
But there's this series of
Taliban. Drink.
Joel, we've already been drinking. I need to stay a little cognizant so I can finish the episode.
I've gotten a few messages of people being like, "You're slacking on the drinking game," so I'm trying to
Okay.
be inappropriate.
Well, fuck. I wish I would have known that so I didn't pregame so much. Anyway, there's this slippery slope. It's not even a slippery slope. It's just a ridiculous fucking practice where one word gets.
I keep feeling like you're reaching
I'm
out
channeling
to me.
my inner Italian. So I'm talking with my hands a lot.
If you're
right
watching
now
on
for
the
some
on
reason.
YouTube, it's obvious that Coop's making it pass, right? Like that's obvious. Don't see?
I'm talking with my hands. Give me a fucking break. No, so there's this slip. I don't know what to do with my hands. No, it's not a slippery slope, but there is just this continuous progression where a word will be co-opted as meaning something else. So it gets changed to another word. Like I was saying, that moron, idiot, retard,
Those were scientific terms.
those were all scientific terms. People started using them as insults, and then people became offended by the fact that they were being used as insults, so they would change the initial term to something new and more accepted. Then the new accepted term would start
Becomes
being
a
used
racial
as an
term.
insult.
Or an insult, yeah.
The baseline definition of the word is still the fucking same. Changing it to
Which is
something
what?
else, all you're doing is all you're fucking
What's the
doing.
definition of mongoloid? Or idiot?
So idiot, I think imbecile, moron, retard, they were all different, like different points on the IQ spectrum, which by the way, the IQ spectrum is fucking retarded.
It's fucking our word. Drink.
It's fucking art. God damn it. No, all of those
What's
words.
the definition of idiot?
Oh, you don't trust me? You're going to ask Siri?
Siri response is a stupid person. That's what it says. Look,
Siri,
it literally says a stupid person.
Holy shit, Siri, you are so unfucking woke. Jesus Christ. Steve
the
Jobs
archaic,
is rolling
the
over in his
archaic
grave.
version. Informal is a stupid person. Archaic is a person of low intelligence. What was the
What?
other word you said? Mongoloid.
If I keep
can't believe you
saying
said
them, I'm
mongoloid.
going to have... No, you said mongoloid.
I would never say that.
I've never said mongoloid in my life. Ever.
Mongoloid. Relating to the broad division of humankind, including the indigenous peoples of East Asia, Southeast Asia, and the Arctic region of North America, you son of a bitch.
Why are you mad at... We've talked about this on the show before.
You let me say this all the time?
I have corrected you so many times.
Mongoloid is
And
an
none of it
obsolete,
ever sinks
obsolete
in.
racial grouping of various people in
Yeah,
Asia,
you were
the
you were
Americas, and
racist
some.
and you were ableist.
But I'm also
You
naive.
fucking monster.
But it's all just racism. All stems from not knowing better. What's the word for that? When you don't know shit.
Retarded? Sorry, fuck. I don't think we're
Ignorant.
actually
Ignorant.
Ignorant. Okay, yeah.
I'm
I don't
ignorant.
think we're actually.
I'm not racist.
I don't think we're actually supposed to be saying that anymore.
No,
I don't
you
know.
can't say that. It's the same. Well, mongoloid and retard are on the same scale. It's the M word and the R word.
It's almost
Drink.
like it,
And mongoloid is
Okay,
a fucking song
drink
by
for that.
Devo. It's one of my favorite songs.
and you know what? It's almost like saying spastic if you're in Britain.
What is spastic? Is that retard too?
Yeah.
We're fired after this.
Oh God, I'm surprised that we aren't already. But back to my original point, you're changing the word, but it's not going to change the underlying definition. If you change the word to something else, like now I've inadvertently been getting into the habit of saying something is differently abled instead of saying something's retarded.
You say-
because
say differently
the new
abled?
term for it. No, I say differently abled when I want to be all fucking punk rock and counterculture, because I think it's fucking retarded that you can't say retarded.
Drink. We are the old guys that there is literally.
Why can't I say the N word anymore?
Exactly.
No, the N word, like the concept of it was a slur to begin with. It was an insulting term to begin with. It wasn't a term that was invented.
Oh, it started
to,
as insulting.
Yeah, it wasn't a. Well, I mean, maybe back like the way that my grandpa used to use it. It was just a fucking pronoun practically, because Jesus Christ, he used it all the goddamn time.
We're gonna cut all this part out, aren't we?
No.
Okay.
I fucking hope not,
Okay, I'll leave it in.
because this.
I
is,
just feel embarrassed. I feel
no,
like
this
I
is
was being racist.
No, I think that this is important shit, because people are getting so goddamn sensitive about all these fucking words that there's no reason to be this sensitive about it. I think it's fucking stupid. I was about to say retarded, but I didn't. I held
Good.
myself back.
But so what do you do?
No, what you do is
How do you not be racist on accident?
you just don't be racist. We've actually, like, we've had this conversation before where, like, I do not consider myself, like, the reason I feel so comfortable joking about all of this bullshit
Making fun of minorities. Yeah.
is because I'm white, and there's literally nothing that they can do about it because
damn it.
I'm at the No, see seriously, the reason that I am comfortable joking about this type of shit is because I think that it's ridiculous. I
Right,
think,
but what you think doesn't matter. I'm super uncomfortable, and I feel like I should cut all this out because I'm super worried about what I'm supposed to say and what I'm not supposed to say.
So no, the difference between the two is you need to be able to justify your position, and I can justify my position. So here it is. This is way off topic, but here it is. I believe that minorities have been dealt a really shitty card in life because of history.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not think that a specific race has any more ability to be evil than any other race. It's classism. It's like me.
But what about saying retard? That's not racial.
No, retard.
Why do you feel you have the right to say retard?
Because I'm retarded. It's our word.
Okay.
No, because I.
Like if your tribe is like, hey, let's not say this word anymore. Do you just play along, or do you say, fuck you, I want to say what I want?
Fuck you, I'm going to say what I want.
But why? Because if so fucking cool.
No, because if you're offended, that's your goddamn problem, not mine.
But are you offended by having to not say the word, and that's why you
No, I hate
say retard no matter what because you're offended that they want you not to say it?
No, because it's what it is it's not.
Do you need to say it? Like, do you in your soul? Like
All the time.
Is your
all
heart
the
in
time.
this? Like, is your heart in
no,
saying
see-
retard? Just don't say it.
No, what I don't like is that it's
Why do you have to say something?
the lack of understanding of the history of the term, and the fact that it doesn't matter what we change the word to, that new word that you come up with is going to start being used as an insult.
So that's cool.
Because
At least it's changing. You want everything to be the same forever?
Because the basic concept that they are trying to describe is
A stupid
an
person.
insult. I mean, that's
Jesus Christ. We have to move on.
no, but I mean that's
I agree.
That's the long and short of it. Is the reason that
If my grandma doesn't like certain words at the dinner table, because I respect her, I won't say them. When I'm with my friends,
fuck that cunt.
Well, that's
I'm just joking.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Amongst friends, amongst people that are in your social group, that like your direct social group,
Yeah.
you can give respect to them. People outside of that, I don't fucking know you, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I have a monkey sphere that extends out to about 150 people, psychologically
Not on the
speaking.
show.
Oh no, I no, even
Dude,
realistically,
I literally masturbate by saying retard till I come on my own chest. I'm talking about on the show. Because our bubble is not 4 people anymore. It's literally 100,000 people now.
it's thousands of people. Yes, I dare you to put your full effort into caring about every single one of those people.
Well, no, but are you offended if I say the R word instead of saying retard? You know what I'm saying.
Actually, yeah, that's another thing.
Why are you so offended?
If you just wait, I'm not. I wasn't offended though.
You're so upset about having to say the R word instead of
Because
retard.
that is our word. You can't say it. I can. Because I'm fucking retarded.
It is weird that there's not going to be any more retards
Yeah, that's
because of science.
fact. I try to not
First
get...
the Native Americans,
I try to
then the
not...
retards. Drink.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Are we in a competition to say the most offensive things on this episode?
I'm just trying to impress the lady in the room.
Yes, that is what what impresses women is by offending them
No,
as
that's
much
what
as possible.
impresses Europeans, racism.
Okay, that...
I'm in trouble for that.
Oh, I'm glad that I don't have to be part of that conversation once the show's over. I get to go home and have a conversation with my dogs.
Oh. How are
And
the dogs?
by conversation, I mean I get to go home and beat my
Jerk
dogs.
off on the dogs, yeah. All right,
But
we need to get
no,
into...
I don't beat.
How far in
I
are
don't
we?
beat off on my dogs. I just beat them.
Can we get to the back
Yeah,
to the
we're
subject?
way too far in. So we were talking about the Code of Hammurabi before we started talking about.
Oh yeah, Lion King. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was Mufasa or Simba. Purportedly created sometime around 1750 BC by the Babylonian king Hammurabi, the 282 laws were carved into a large slab of stone known as a stele and remain the oldest, most well-organized legal text ever discovered. So I actually had about 2 paragraphs explaining what a stele is.
Steely Dan, the guitar player.
And that's the exact reason that I initially had about 2 paragraphs describing what a stele is, because I assumed that you would ask about it. But yes, Steely Dan, which they have some great fucking songs.
They play it in Ventura all the time.
Was it one of my favorite sayings, drink Scotch whiskey all night long and die behind the wheel. Words of wisdom that I live by.
Currently.
These laws predate not only the Bible, but Greek and Roman culture as well. That being said, the following phrases were technically coined by, you guessed it,
Caesar.
no, the Greeks and the Romans.
And now I'm going to turn another episode into an episode about Julius Caesar.
Because that is what I want to be doing, is I just want to be spending all of my fucking time talking about Caesar because he is the most interesting person in history.
What if you found
He
out...
was a monster. He was a piece of shit.
Was he a retard?
No, that's why he's still remembered.
Oh,
Well, I mean, what? Fuck, who else can you think of? Corky from Life Goes On?
what?
Dude,
There's so many retards you could remember. Forrest Gump.
not retarded.
Yes, he was.
Learning developmentally
Then
disabled.
you're not.
No, you. Okay, that is just fucking.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, okay, yeah. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Who else?
Isn't that enough? That's super.
Okay, so between
The guy that played the butcher was a retard once in a movie.
wait, what butcher? Bill the Butcher?
Yeah.
No, he was just disabled. Are you talking about My Left Foot?
Yes. He's retarded. Another great.
No, see
another
now
great-
that is just fucking offensive. How dare you say that about Daniel Day-Lewis, the greatest actor of all time?
He played a retard. I didn't know that till.
Well,
like a
yeah,
week
he
ago.
did a good job.
I never even knew about that until the lady told me about it.
About
She
My
showed
Left
me a
Foot?
clip, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Daniel Day-Lewis went full retard.
No, I think we can all agree that Ben Stiller played the best retard.
Oh, drink.
Shit.
What's his name in the black dude did it too. Robert Downey Jr. Oh no, he said you never go full retard.
Yeah, you never. Now you're. Oh. So that's 2 drinks for that because you're being racist and
Damn, I'm good, right?
retardist. What's the
Just
What's the term
hateful.
for
The
that?
term is hateful. We need to get
Yeah,
through.
but-
We're on page 1. It's been, was it 40 minutes?
Yeah, I know. Whose fault is that?
It's your fault.
No, who keeps getting me off on these tangents? You know, if
How
you
long
start.
have I been here? Whose fault is that?
Okay, that I'll give that to you, but I appreciate you sitting here with me while I cried. Thank you for making me feel bad about that.
You should.
I know I should.
Actually, no, it's pretty fair because I should feel bad for laughing at you.
You should, because you shouldn't laugh at retards. Fuck.
This is bad. This is bad. We are re-recording this episode because the last one was fucked, and now we're just re-recording another fucked up episode.
No, I'm sticking with this one.
Okay.
Okay, so far I don't think that I've said anything that I'm not willing to stand by.
I think I have.
I'm a free speech absolutist. That being said, I'm not going to say the N-word because that is just a straight up slur. I don't say the F-word anymore because I have people that I care about that are offended by that.
I'm offended by that R word.
But well, that's because you're retarded.
But you're going to keep saying it because you don't care about me.
No, because it wasn't created as a slur. It was created as a technical term. It was a scientific term. It was a medical term.
I'm going to make a medical term that says Coop's an asshole. And medically, I'm going to make that a term, and then I'm going to call you it.
Okay, it would be accurate. As I was saying, the following phrases were technically coined by the Greeks and the Romans, but considering the relationship between Greece and Rome, this likely means the Greeks invented the saying and the Romans quote-unquote borrowed it. The first idiom we can credit to the Hammurabi stele is tabula rasa, or clean slate. Since paper wasn't invented until sometime around 105 AD, another medium was needed to store important things like financial information and erotic fiction. Instead of paper, clay tablets or slates were used to document things people didn't want to forget about. Speaking of things people do or do not want to forget about, I want to forget about this episode so far. One of the things people needed to document was whether or not someone owed them money. Should a person encounter a situation out of their control that prevented them from paying a debt, such as having their crops wiped out by a storm or marauders, they would have the slate recording their debt washed clean, therefore giving them a clean slate.
The Chinese invented paper?
No, we were talking about the Code of Hammurabi. Where do you think Hammurabi came from?
According to Google, historical sources. Why it took so long is because I opened up porn. I was going to play porn on the mic. And then when I searched when was paper invented, that's what it searched on the porn site I was on. And it was like, no searches for this. And I was like, oh my God, it's a conspiracy. No one knows who invented paper. And I was like, oh, I'm on a porn site. So
holy shit, Pornhub says that nobody invented paper?
I use X videos. Historical sources credit the invention of paper to Kai Lun, a dignitary serving the imperial Chinese court, who in AD 105 began producing sheets of paper from scraps of retards.
Wait, what?
And fishnets. No, scraps of old rags, tree bark, and fishnets.
So according to that initial definition,
they use the flesh.
Mentally handicapped people were the first trees used to create paper.
Mm-hmm.
I can't discredit it because I threw my phone away.
You did? That's a good move.
Yeah.
Probably healthier.
I just chucked it behind me. Yet another phrase we can trace back to the Code of Hammurabi is an eye for an eye, which expresses the ancient concept of reciprocal justice equivalent to the crime committed. Again, the phrase itself doesn't appear anywhere on the stele. Technically, it came from the book of Exodus in the Bible, but the idea was first recorded among these ancient laws. Are you just watching porn on your phone right now?
In Roman civilization, the law of retaliation bears the same principle that a person who has injured another person is to be penalized to a similar degree by an injured party, an eye for an eye.
Was that a mic drop drop moment? Because I
Boom.
literally just said that. Babylonian law stated that if a person was injured or killed, the victim or a surviving relative of the victim was entitled to take retribution against the perpetrator.
What do you mean by victim?
Oh God, everybody's a fucking victim now. Jesus Christ. This isn't a political show, Joel.
Sorry.
While this concept predated Babylonian society, it was the Code of Hammurabi that limited revenge to being no worse than the initial crime. Should someone gouge out your eye, you are entitled to gouge theirs out in return.
I like that rule.
Ergo, an eye for an eye. I don't know.
If you punch me in the face, I'm going to punch you in the face.
According to the Butter Churn Gang, which anybody else who was raised in a Christian household will know this. The Butter Churn Gang, one of the, I was going to say greatest, but really like one of the shittiest movies I've ever seen. Then again, I used to be a fan of DC Talk.
That was Buttercream Gang.
No, pretty sure Butter Churn Gang, because the whole idea behind it was like it started because these were good little kids that would go around and help people churn butter. I think.
It's the Buttercream Gang, 1992.
Wait, what? Oh, Jesus Christ, Joel, I can't handle this right now.
I loved this movie. That's why I knew it was the Buttercream Gang.
I thought it was the Butter Churn Gang. Fuck
It's the
me.
Buttercream Gang. It's awesome.
Okay, well,
1992.
The Buttercream Gang said an eye for an eye makes the world blind. I'm sure
A gang of do-gooders refuses to give up on an old friend who falls in with a bad crowd.
Those no-good do-gooders. A surprising number of idioms can be traced back to crime and punishment. To be caught red-handed means someone has been discovered during or immediately after doing something wrong or illegal.
Wait, this is good. The Buttercream Gang. This is the first thing that people ask about the movie. The Buttercream Gang is entertaining and wholesome, but because it is produced by the predominantly Mormon company feature films for families, Christians may want to approach it with discernment. What does that mean?
Wait, what? Yeah. What the fuck?
What the fuck? That's the first thing it says.
Holy shit! That's some kind of culty shit right there.
Religion battling going on.
Yeah, I was raised in a literal Christian cult.
And you watched the Buttercream Gang?
That was like one of the few movies I was allowed, not just allowed
Did
to
they
watch,
make their
encouraged
own? Wait,
to
hold on.
watch.
What did you think it was called? The
Butter Churn Gang.
Butter Churn.
Is there like a Christian version?
The Butter Churn Gang?
Yeah.
Searching now. No. When I search the Butter Churn Gang, the Buttercream Gang comes up. So it has to be Buttercream. Did they make their own film inside your cult that's only on VHS in their little tribe?
Oh no, we made a lot of those, and that's why my family took me out of the cult.
Did that butter churn just move?
What?
Continue, sorry.
Okay,
I'm going to see if there's a butter churn movie.
Anyway, as I was saying...
Wait, here it is. Urban Dictionary. When three or more people perform a Dutch rudder on each other in a group, gangbang style, oh my God, gay Mikey got some guys around to have a butter churner. You were having gay sex when you were a child in your cult, is all.
Well, I mean, I've told you that before.
Butter churner. Lie on your back with your legs raised and folded over so that your ankles are on either side of your head, while they squat and dip their penis, strap-on, dildo, or finger in and out of your vagina. What movie were you fucking watching, Coop?
No, we called that the
butter churner.
No, we called that the French dip.
Butter churner, a guy who has sex with a girl who has lactose intolerance that just had some milk. My boyfriend is going to be a butter churner today after all that ice cream.
As I was saying, the roots of this phrase, and by this phrase I mean to be caught red-handed, can be traced back to 15th century Scotland, where the law stated that if you were caught with stolen meat, you would only be charged if you still had blood on your hands for slaughtering the animal.
Oh.
Therefore, caught red-handed. If you didn't have the blood on your hands from slaughtering the animal, they apparently didn't care.
That's cool.
Much like my preferred genre of pornography, our next idiom also involves both animals and severe punishment. According to some sources, the origin of the saying, "cat got your tongue," comes from a form of punishment in ancient Egypt.
Really?
According to some sources.
Wait, cat got your tongue. Is that because the butthole has the hooks on it?
Yes, it's from the...
Oh, wait, no, the penis, cat penises have hooks.
it's from the well-known fact that if you tongue a cat's asshole, your tongue's going to get stuck.
Cat got your tongue, yeah.
Cats were revered in ancient Egypt almost as much as they are by modern internet nerds and unfuckable divorcees.
And Karens.
Well, that's what I mean by unfuckable divorcees. When an Egyptian was caught telling a particularly egregious lie, their tongue was cut from their mouth and fed to the cats.
Oh.
Understandably making speech difficult. If the Egyptian origin of the phrase is a little too ethnic for your liking, don't worry.
Wait, what's the Egyptian phrase? Cat got your tongue?
Cat got the Egyptian origin of having your tongue cut off and fed to the cats.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you meant they had their own phrase of the same idiom.
If you want a more, shall we say, suburban-friendly definition, if the Egyptian origin of the phrase is a little too ethnic for your liking, don't worry. There's a more Anglo-friendly source to share with your friends at the next cross-burning. In the English Navy, it was common for boys to get a little naughty while at sea. And naughty boys deserve a spanking. The tool of choice for these totally not sexual spankings was a multi-tailed whip known as a cat o' nine tails. The pain caused by these was so severe, it was said to cause the victims to become speechless. The punishment is also the origin of another phrase, although not as commonly used.
Wait, cat of nine tails, 9 lives. Is there a connection there?
I'm sure there must be to one degree or another.
You didn't research that?
But yeah, I didn't dig
Cool,
that much
thanks,
into
dude.
it. Yeah, unfortunately, I've been going through something else that has been a little distracting, and I apologize for that.
Well, you should.
When spanking a naughty sailor, the person swinging the cat o' nine tails would need enough space to effectively wind up and smack the backside of the bad boy being punished. If the area was too small, it was said that there was, quote, not enough room to swing a cat. Have you heard that before?
No.
Not enough room to swing a cat?
No.
It's used to describe, like, small spaces.
Because you have to wind up your whip, like in Starship Troopers, when he gets 9 lashes.
No,
10 lashes. It's 10.
Yeah, I think
I thought there would be another connection. 10 lashes.
Or something like that. You definitely can't trace it back to Robert Heinlein and Starship Troopers. I wish that there were more things that you could trace back to... Actually, no, I don't. I like the movie Starship Troopers. The book is fucking boring. It is so
Robert
goddamn
Heinlein's
boring.
the book writer?
Yeah.
Oh.
But...
We should
I think
figure out a way to connect
enough
everything to Michael Ironside.
Fuck. Yes. There's nothing about that I disagree with.
He's in so many of my favorite movies.
He is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Starship Troopers, Total Recall, Terminator, one of them.
Oh, Terminator, one of them. That's
One
my
of those
favorite Terminator
Terminators.
movie.
That was the first time he was fat in a movie, and it scared me.
Wait, he was?
Because I was all into the movie. It gets real bad after that. Like I love the one with Christian Bale as John Connor was the first 30 minutes are awesome, and then he's like, I'm gonna jump out of a plane and go underwater, do an underwater submarine, and hang out with Michael Ironside. And then you see him, and he's fucking huge. He's Chris Farley fat in it. And it took me out of the movie, and then it sucked after that.
That's the quote from. I'm going to jump out of a plane and go into a submarine and hang out with Michael Ironside.
That's what he says. And then Michael Ironside's
Dude,
like, no, we don't want you to hang out with us. You're like a prophet guy who believes in religious bullshit about time travel.
God, script writers have gotten so lazy.
But he was huge.
So, as I was saying, not enough room to swing a cat is another
because
idiom.
Michael Ironside's in the fucking room, and he's the size of Chris Farley.
No, it's used to describe an area that is small. Okay?
I love those kind of areas when they're wet and small.
Admittedly, until recently, I thought this had something to do with measuring the space in a room by holding a cat by the tail and swinging it around like an Olympic hammer thrower. Which is most likely the reason I had a hard time finding my new apartment.
That's the space between a blink and a tear.
Yes, death blooms. And you can that definitely has enough room to swing a cat. But yeah, by the way, my new apartment, there's enough room to swing a cat. One of the verifiably
in
oldest,
your VR room?
Yeah, there's enough room in there. The living room is a little bit too narrow to swing a cat, and then after that it was dead, so I couldn't continue the experience.
Room, why are you so sad?
Oh God, don't get me started.
Okay.
We spent 3 hours talking about that before this.
Let's get through the information.
It is a very long and confusing story. One of the verifiably oldest phrases still used in modern times, albeit rarely, is "no man can step twice in the same river." Now, I haven't
heard that before. I
know that you have advised against me couching some of the parts of the script by describing my mental state beforehand, but actually no, I think that this will speak for itself. This saying is attributed to the Greek philosopher Heraclitus of Ephesus, sometime around 500
Their fucking
BC.
names are so stupid.
I know. I knew when I was writing this out, I was like, holy shit, Joel's going to have a heyday with this.
Say the name again.
Heraclitus of Ephesus, sometime around 500 BC.
Heraclitus.
See, and
of Ephesus.
Okay, the Heraclitus I wasn't expecting. Ephesus I was expecting. I was expecting a reference to Hercules. Essentially, it means that although events may be similar, the outcome is rarely the same. A good example of this concept in action is my relationship history. Despite making the same mistake of falling in love, the manner in which the object of my affection ripped the heart from my chest and stomped on it has always been painfully unique. I likely could have avoided my worst heartbreaks had I not turned a blind eye to the numerous red flags. Speaking of which, this transitions uncannily well to our next idiom, to turn a blind eye. For this phrase, we can thank the legendary naval officer Vice Admiral Horatio Nelson, who ignored literal warning flags to pursue glory. Oh. And it does fit surprisingly well. Aside from Admiral Horatio Nelson's history of being opposed to the abolition of slavery and like literally fighting against the abolition of slavery because he was making so much money off of it. Mm. Admiral Nelson fought in almost every war that broke out during his adult life. He cut his teeth during the American Revolutionary War before fighting in the French Revolution and Napoleonic Wars. His unconventional
what's Napoleonic Wars? Is that any war that Napoleon was in?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, okay.
His unconventional... no, I know you did. Well, you're filling in for the role of the audience and asking the questions that that people in the audience might want to
Was
ask.
Napoleon Dynamite there though? That's dumb.
No, that's what the movie Napoleon Dynamite is based off of. Is the French Napoleon? Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, that is literally a like scene for scene recreation of Napoleon's life. Napoleon Bonaparte. Look it up.
Are you fucking shitting me?
Yes.
I knew it.
Admiral Horatio Nelson's unconventional tactics and exemplary leadership made him one of the greatest naval commanders in history, and he was also a racist fuckbag. We're going to have a standalone episode about Admiral Horatio Nelson because he was
Horatio,
clever.
is he Chinese, Japanese? Horatio.
None of that makes me think of.
Isn't Horatio a
Are you thinking about, well, like Horatio? Was it Horatio Sands from Saturday Night Live?
was he Chinese?
I mean, ambiguously ethnic. Fuck, I got a drink for that.
I ran out of drinky. Oh, here's some.
So Admiral Horatio Nelson's Horatio isn't. God damn it.
Horatio's not a.
No, this is a like French guy that we're talking about. Wait, no, not French. I think. Who cares? He was a
Horatio's
racist
French?
piece of shit.
Horatio.
This one in
Sounds
particular.
like Horokosaki.
Does that?
Can
Okay, he was
you put vodka in a seltzer in there?
he was Japanese.
so a Japanese tyrant.
The famed Japanese admiral Horatio Nelson, which like
Nelson. Oh, I didn't hear the last name.
literally this guy deserves his own standalone episode
Harry.
because
Harry Nelson.
Harry
yeah.
Nelson.
We all know Harry.
Oh, good old Harry. He was tactically
Dangerous.
genius. He was tactically
dangerous, yeah.
dangerous.
Am I ruining the episode?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, fuck,
I'm sorry.
I probably am.
I feel like I'm talking too much.
No, we're doing good.
Sorry. I'm sorry, everybody.
But
Except for you, Ruben. Go fuck yourself. Drink.
Ooh, Ruben, you had that coming.
Finish your drink. Drink the whole thing. Make another drink and then drink that one. Or else you're a little fairy. Okay, go ahead.
So Horatio Nelson deserves his own standalone episode because he was a tactical genius, massive piece of shit.
Really?
Similar to Julius Caesar. I even feel because you know the way
But he didn't have gold filigree.
he didn't have gold filigree. You know the
He
way
didn't do it in style.
You know the way I feel about Caesar. I've got a love-hate, primarily love relationship with him.
Because he's white.
He was still he was Italian, and you know my feelings about Italians.
And he was in the sun all the time. So he's probably brown as fuck.
No, I don't think he was all that tan.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, I think that he would have avoided getting tan just because of the implications that come along with that. Back in those days, where it's like if you get tan, well, like we were talking about with Dan the other day. If you get tan, that means that you're out working in the sun all the time, and that means that you're poor. Caesar didn't want to look poor.
Whoa, yeah. Interesting.
So I would think that Caesar would be like the Davy Havoc of the Roman Empire, where he would walk around with an umbrella just to make sure that he doesn't get tan.
Not the David Hasselhoff.
No, not the David Hasselhoff. He's more the Davy Havoc of
he had a great
the
tan.
Roman Empire. Caesar was a goth. I don't mean like a literal goth or a Visigoth
he was Tom
or anything
Cruise
like that.
from Interview with the Vampire.
He didn't want to get tan because it would make him look poor.
Yeah.
He didn't want anybody thinking that he was poor. Which, by the way, the year that my band played Warped Tour, Davey Havoc from, what is it, AFI or something like that? AFI was playing there. Fucking Davey Havoc was walking around with an umbrella because he was so committed to his
Paleness.
fucking emo goth lifestyle that he didn't want to get a tan. So he was literally walking around with like a Victorian looking umbrella.
Normally, I would make fun of him, but for some reason, in the moment, right now, I'm like, I respect that.
I respect the commitment, but fuck, I wanted to hit him so hard.
That's fair.
During the Battle of Copenhagen in 1801, and I'm not talking about the type of Copenhagen that the majority of my family members used to chew, Horatio Nelson found himself in a three-way against a combined Danish and Norwegian fleet. This is where it gets sexy, so follow along with me.
The Norwegians.
He was eager to unleash his seamen upon the enemy, but his superior officer, Admiral Parker, was hesitant to take on that many men at once. Nelson, however, was not one to pull out before he had a chance to fully unload his cannonballs. A few years earlier, while fighting in the French Revolutionary War, an unexpected load to the face had left Nelson blind in one eye.
One-eye Harry Nelson.
During the Battle of Copenhagen, when Admiral Parker gave the signal to pull out, Horatio Nelson held his looking glass up to his blind eye and told his flag captain, Thomas Foley, and I quote, "You know, Foley, I only have one eye. I have the right to be blind sometimes. I really do not see the signal." So I want to make sure that everybody understands what was going on right there, where he was missing one eye, and his admiral, like his commanding officer, was giving the order to retreat, and what he did was he put his looking glass, his telescope, up to his blind eye and said, "Oh, I don't see it.
We're not retreating."
We're not retreating. Shortly afterwards, the battle shifted in favor of the British fleet. Within a few hours, the guns of the Danish and Norwegian ships fell silent, and the battle was over. Admiral Nelson turned a blind eye and became one of the only men in history to benefit from ignoring warning flags.
Wait, he won?
He won. It was one of his greatest victories.
Was he fucking hammered? Probably.
I mean, probably.
Because who puts a fucking telescope up to a fake eyeball? A drunk guy.
Up to an eye patch.
Yeah.
No, he did it just to be like, "Oh, they're flying some warning flags over there. Well, let me look. Oh, I don't see any warning
Don't see
flags.
it. We're gonna win." Fuck, he won after doing that.
It was partially. I mean,
Got their ass kicked.
honestly, in that battle, it was more from attrition than anything else. From my current understanding, that I want to do an episode about Horatio
They
Nelson.
could technically won the battle, but they lost probably more people to win.
No, the other side lost more people, but it was from a continued bombardment. Like the attacks beforehand had damaged a bunch of their guns, so it was. I don't want to say that it was entirely luck, but
Harry Nelson.
But Harry Nelson came out on top. So shortly afterwards, the battle shifted in favor of the British fleet. Within a few hours, the guns of the Danish and Norwegian ships fell silent, and the battle was over. Admiral Nelson turned a blind eye and became one of the only men in history to benefit from ignoring warning flags.
Insane.
Many of us wish we had the same good fortune of benefit from charging forward despite being warned of the danger, but not everyone has the luck of Horatio Nelson. Adding insult to injury is the fact that he's been dead for 217 years, giving him more than 2 centuries of blissful oblivion. At the very least, we can sleep soundly at night knowing that none of us are massive cockbags that oppose the abolition of slavery for monetary gain as Nelson did earlier in his life.
Yeah, fuck him.
In closing, exactly, fuck Admiral Horatio Nelson and his stupid fucking idiom.
He turned a blind eye.
Turned a blind eye. He ignored the warning signs. He ignored all the red flags. Amazingly still came out on top. That lucky son of a bitch. But
There's a lesson to be learned in that, Coop. You have to you have to rip out one of your eyes.
Sometimes you can win the lottery and things work out. True.
I think we won the lottery coming here.
Oh, I think we did too.
So all that's left is we got to take that eye out.
So that's it for the end of idioms, or at least these idioms. I was actually thinking about doing another episode about idioms because
This was sweet.
the initial influence
Except
for
I talk too much.
we're doing a podcast. We're supposed to talk. That's what we do. The initial influence for writing the episode about idioms was because of a guy named I want to say Elijah McCoy or something like that. It was who some people credit the saying "the real McCoy" to, and
The real McCoy, yeah.
the real McCoy. There are some sources that credit that saying to this guy. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but as I was reading about him, there was way more information against him being the inspiration for the phrase than there was information for him being the inspiration for the phrase. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know where a lot of these sayings come from. And there's like a shitload of other sayings that...
What's your favorite saying?
It
It is what it is.
No. Oh, you know that is that is far from my favorite saying. I think my favorite saying is the one that we were talking about from Kurt Cobain before the episode.
That's not an idiom. That's just a quote.
Oh shit. Okay, that's right. So I guess my favorite saying would be... Fuck, that's a good question, actually.
You do a whole fucking episode on idioms and you don't have... What one do you like? I'd buy that for $1. That's just a quote. That's not an idiom, right?
Yeah, I think that's more of a quote than an idiom. In terms of my favorite idiom...
I like one in the bush is worth two in the sack, or whatever it is. Two birds in the tree is worth a stone in the group of friends.
A bird in the hand, or a bird in the hand.
One
is
in the
worth
hand
two
is
in the
worth
bush.
two in the bush. Yeah, that one. Is
For
that
my,
an idiom?
No, it is. But from my experience, you can definitely get two in a bush.
At the same time.
Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Iconoblast podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Iconoblast Podcast. You can follow me at Coop Nukem. You can follow Joel at Joel R. Benner. Don't forget to tune in to the Drinking Bros History channel on YouTube to watch this fucking shit show just live and in person. Mm-hmm. And we're also in the live chat every week, so you can, if you have
Talk
any...
to us directly.
Yeah, if you have
like that
anything
motherfucker who talked shit about me and called me fat.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy, which by the way, fuck you.
Fuck you.
I don't remember what your screen name was, but
I don't either.
You are insignificant, so it doesn't fucking matter.
I'm gonna come on your face if I ever see you in
Nobody
person.
is gonna remember your name.
Thanks, Coop.
I got your back. Anyway, we will see you next week with. I'm not sure what we. I feel like I
might have Mayhem by then.
Is that going to be ready? But I am.
Maybe.
So Joel is working on a Mayhem episode that I am really fucking
I
excited
have a
about
ghostwriter,
because-
and she's hot as fuck.
But you shouldn't.
I'm not allowed to say her name.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough.
Her, what is it? The one we don't say their name, or something. It's from a movie, or he who we don't say.
Voldemort is is
what is it?
ghostwriting.
No, what is the saying?
He who shall not be named. Or
She who shall not be named.
She who shall not be named
has done most of the work. I'm just writing it to make fun of you.
Virginia Mort.
Virginia Mort wrote the Mayhem episode.
So you can look forward to that soon. Joel and I actually had a long conversation about how that episode is going to play out.
It's fucking sweet, right?
And yeah, we've got a deal about how it's going to work, and I think that it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
it's going to be fucking embarrassing, but Jesus Christ, most of my life is. We'll see you all next week on the next episode of the Iconoblast podcast. Iconoblast podcast. Nah, fuck.
Because saying black is culturally insensitive now, I guess.
My name is Matt Cooper. That is Joel R. Benner. And
Hello.
we are reminding you to never take anything at face value.
Wait, before you cut it, I just want to say this. When a lactating woman fills a cup with breast milk, then a man pours that into her vagina as a lubricant and proceeds to penetrate in and out in a churning motion until a frothy, vitamin-filled butter is made. Butter churner.